Hello everyone, my name is Kid Lee and welcome to a recap of the Ashes of Creation panel from PAX West 2017. The panel overall was pretty basic. This is actually the first panel of this type that the developers have actually done for Ashes of Creation. I kind of thought it would be a basic panel, and it pretty much was. There wasn't actually too much that was said, but the couple of items that they did talk about were really interesting. And of course, they did a Q&A as well, and I've grabbed a couple of the hotter questions from that Q&A. So the first thing to note is, again, with it being a super basic panel and their first one, they talked about the company, they talked about how the game got started, they talked about basically themselves. You know, a lot of this information is stuff that's already out there, stuff that's already known, and nothing too crazy. But the one thing that was definitely conveyed was the fact that there's definitely a lot of heart and soul that is going into this game. You know, one of the developers that was on stage said that he had worked with multiple companies. He made 8 games, and he has never been a part of a company or a developer that's doing things like the crew at Intrepid is doing, which I thought was really cool when he told his story about that. And one of the things that was sort of conveyed with all of that was a lot of the developers, especially the AAA developers, when they're making games like this, it's like, oh, they'll make something and scrap it, make something and scrap it, and they'll do that over and over and over until they kind of hit on something or find something they like. And that's sort of an indication of they don't really know what direction they want to take the game. And the crew over at Intrepid, they have a very clear sight, a very clear goal for what they're looking for this game. And because of this, they're actually able to crank things out a lot quicker than what they've seen from other studios. You know, they're actually getting ready to release basically Alpha 1.0, they actually gave a December date for that. But even from when this game was announced through the Kickstarter, and now they're here at PAX West actually letting people play the game, things have developed so incredibly quick for this game, and they really give it to that focus and that direction for that being able to actually happen as quick as it has. The first big bombshell that they dropped on the audience at the panel was they announced who the composer for the game is going to be. And it's a very well-known, very highly regarded composer. If you know the name Bear McCreary, he's done some absolutely fantastic stuff, including Battlestar Galactica, Walking Dead, among others. So I think that's a big caveat for the guys over at Intrepid to actually get a composer of that caliber that's going to be able to compose and do the music for this entire game. I mean, even the couple of themes that they've run in their trailers and stuff already, I thought those little themes they've got were just absolutely fantastic. Another thing that they talked about was actually the skills and abilities hybrid that they're going to be doing for this game. Of course, we've seen already quite a bit in this game that they're looking to do stuff that is different, you know, fresh for the MMO market. And they are aware that when it comes to MMOs, different people like to play different ways. And so they are actually having both a skill-based system and the more traditional hotkey MMO system, both in this game. So when you're going through your skill trees, you'll actually be able to choose different abilities that are either more skill or skill shot based versus abilities that are more hotkey MMO classic. So you'll actually be able to build and play your characters however you want in this game, which is really cool. It's going to be also interesting to see exactly how they balance that. I mean, if you're going to be using the skills that are more skill-based and, AoE-based and non-target, so to speak, are those actually going to, hit harder, so to speak, than perhaps lock-on abilities? So yeah, I'll have to definitely keep an eye on that one to see what they do with it. And then finally, really the last big thing that they sort of announced that was sort of unknown, and this is definitely a big one. What is the name of the world? What's the name of the planet that we're actually going to be playing on? So instead of me actually saying this, let's go to the feed of the panel and let the developers tell you themselves. So here we go. Check this out. Are you ready for this?
Should I say it?
I don't know if we're ready for this.
We're ready for it.
I feel like we've built it up too much.
I know. I'm really scared.
Okay, so let me preface this with the fact that many cultures have a different name for the world.
Yeah.
There is a general common tongue name for the world in Ashes of Creation that you're coming back to. Gosh, I don't know.
I know. I feel really like on the spot.
You got him on this one. Come on.
All right. It's like, Lord, okay. So, hold on, wait. Another important thing about Ashes of Creation is that I want to make sure that this story is something you get to experience and isn't spoiled before you get into the game. But, okay. All right. The name of the world in Ashes of Creation is Vera. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming in.
Not cool, Jeff.
I was wondering if Jeff was going to let him say something.
Oh my gosh. Okay. The name of the world in Ashes of Creation is Vera. V-E-R-R-A. Vera.
Woo!
And that was not scripted at all. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Are you okay?
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is a recap of the Ashes of Creation panel from PAX West 2017. The game continues to look great, and it's going to be one that I'm definitely going to keep an eye on. So definitely look forward to more videos on this game down the road. And of course, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thank you all so much for watching. And with that being said, everybody keep playing and have fun.